Okay, kids, I hope you've enjoyed the show so far, and we got some more stuff for you. I'm joined by James Townsend, good friend, and also a member of a little band called ra2epi9. Yo!
Hey.
Good to have you on the show.
Pleasure.
I've known James for a while now, and a few weeks ago, or maybe it was a few months ago, he told me about all of this stuff that he's got, and I was like, Retro Americana, here you come. So, if you were a child of the 80s like James and I, this stuff looks kind of familiar. And instead of having me tell you about it, this is his stuff. Tell me about it. When did all this stuff begin for you?
Well, my grandmother, when I was 9 years old or so, got us a Nintendo. And we started spending all of our cash on games.
Mid to late 80s?
Yeah,
is the
about
timeline?
1990 is when we got
1990.
ours. So we collected and collected, and now I'm up to 560. So
yeah, let's show a shot of went over his house earlier and got these. It's just a library, an unbelievable library. And when I was looking through them, well, you saw them. You were like, "Do you have bases loaded?" You're like, "I have bases loaded 1, 2, and 3."
Can't find 4.
Can't find 4. And you also had Super Tecmo Bowl, and which we have here. I played the crap out of that with my friends in high school, and this was like, well, I'm talking like 1994, so it was definitely an old system then because we had moved on to Super Nintendo,
Yeah.
and I think some of the DVD stuff was really close to coming out. But Super Tecmo Bowl is great. Alan Doherty, Tony Holcher, Billy Rhodes, what up? We used to play the crap out of it. But we also have more than, and this is just a small sampling, folks, so let's just rattle off some of the titles here.
Well, we got Super Mario 1, 2, and 3.
Yo.
Those are good times. Many hours I've spent. Still haven't beat Legend of Zelda.
You still haven't beat Legend of Zelda?
The thing is, it goes on and on and on.
Was that Ghostbusters in there?
Oh, Ghostbusters, yeah.
I never
that's a good
played
one.
Ghostbusters. What's it like for what it is, you know?
The thing about movies that were, or games that were movies, is there's several different versions of them. There's the Nintendo one, which sucks. There's the Game Boy one, which is great. And there's the Sega Master System game, Ghostbusters. It's much better than that
Yeah,
one.
Sega and Nintendo had a pretty heated rivalry. I mean, you know, a lot of people would say the Sega games were a bit more advanced. The graphics were a little bit better, but it was also a lot more
When you get into
expensive.
Genesis, yeah, but I mean, it was up to par with the Master System, yeah.
Right.
But Genesis is a better one.
Is it?
Yeah.
You know, we were always Nintendo at my house.
I'm a bigger fan of it because
yeah.
it's not as good. Sega gets too realistic when you get into Street Fighter and stuff like that, in my opinion.
Street Fighter. Oh God, Street Fighter, man. Remember the arcade on that?
Oh yeah.
I was
Many
like the
times
big...
at Circle S here in town, I would spend.
That's right.
Yeah,
Oh,
doing
that's
that.
old school. Now it's
Yeah.
not even anything. It's abandoned.
It's
building.
abandoned.
And then there's a
building. It's the
laundromat.
It's like the restroom for the laundromat is what it is now. It's not even
Maybe
kidding.
so. I don't know.
Yeah, you have to go through the abandoned building. to
Yeah,
see the
there's
restroom.
something suspect going on there.
Yeah, I'll say.
Now tell me about this. This is an interesting marketing tool, and I guess you know, religion still does this today. I never heard of this because you know I wouldn't have got it. But
Yeah.
you have it. That's because you're a
Yeah.
fan.
Well, the thing about it is, there was this company called Color Dreams that was making these great games, but they didn't have any licenses from Nintendo.
Right.
And so they would, you know, they couldn't buy the gray ones, and they ended up making black ones. But then they started Wisdom Tree, and it was all Christian games. So.
Yes, this one, folks. Look at this.
Bible Buffet.
Bible Buffet.
It's set up like a board game, is what it
It
is.
is it, you know, and it, you know, and games back then, folks, would come in these big boxes, kind of like CDs would come in back in the day, early '90s. They would come in that big long box thing, and there was a big complaint about it being a waste of paper and packaging. So we just
But as
switched
a
over to plastic.
collector, that is desirable. So if
Exactly.
you have any, bring them to me.
Get a hold of me at jscott at INTV and say, hey, I got some stuff for James. And we'll relay
Or
it, 'cause I get a
instead of
percentage
paying
off
a
of it.
cover at a Mighty Kind show, you can bring your Nintendo games.
Yo, you will accept those, won't you?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'll tell anybody.
And now we can't forget the player itself.
Yes.
Very classic. And these things, you'll find a lot of them. At least I have. I had some friends in Austin that have these, and they still work.
Well, a lot of them don't, though, because the 72-pin connectors are set up wrong for for what a cartridge system should be. Most of them, like the Sega, are top loading, you know. Even the 64s and you know, the other games.
The ones I've come across, man, they still work. And like Atari too. I have a buddy that has an Atari down in Austin, and we played Space Invaders one night.
Yeah.
Drank a 6-pack of beer, and
well, the top loading ones are great. These I've actually had to change the 72-pin connector out.
oh, so you had to do some work on this.
Yeah, so if anybody needs that done too, I can also perform that operation.
And this is the classic controller. This came with when you bought it. I mean, you got yours in 1990. We got ours in, I think it was 85 or 86.
Yeah.
Right when it hit, and what you would get was you get this 2 controllers, and you would get one cartridge, and it had Super Mario Brothers, the first one, with Duck Hunt, and then there was a running game.
World Class Track.
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
I still have the power pad somewhere.
The power pad, and there's a lot of accessories that would come. There was Robbie the Robot. Was that what his name was?
Robbie the Robot, which was played with Gyromite and Stack Up.
And then there's also Duck Hunt had a gun.
Yeah.
And there was 2 different versions of the gun. They looked the same, but the color scheme was a little different.
Yeah.
There was an orange-barreled one, which is one I had.
It was the first one, then it moved on to the gray one.
Right. God, and there was the big. Let's show a shot of all your accessories that you had with the original Nintendo case. Boom! Look at that, folks. Now, you're getting rid of the display case that has the Nintendo logo on it, correct?
Yeah, as an eBay seller, I often find stuff for cheap, and this display case was mighty cheap. I guess it's large items you can find for cheap and sell them on eBay. So that's what I've done to that. I've actually made several $100 profit on the display case to some collector that's probably greater than I am. It's driving from Delaware, so.
That's dedication, man. Well, it's a cool looking display case.
It is, unfortunately.
And if you look inside there, folks, you'll see some of the stuff that we don't have it here. I mean, to bring this on the set would be a big undertaking, but you can you'll see some of the bigger joysticks. There's Robbie the Robot, and there was different issues of the classic controller. The only thing that was different was there was a design on there, correct? For the most part.
Yeah, there was a couple of them that had designs. There's the stereo one was the one I liked. You hooked up a headphone, and if you move to the left, all this music goes to the left, and if you move to the right, all the music goes to the right, and that's a good one.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, you know, it was this gaming system along with Atari really. If it wasn't for this type of stuff, you wouldn't have your Xboxes and stuff like that out there today, you know.
I'll have to show you my Atari prototypes next time.
We're going to have you back on the show.
Yeah.
Folks, I think you're going to start seeing a little bit more of James. I went over to his house to get some of the shots. He's got a lot of cool stuff, folks. Yeah. It's pretty competitive, so. But if you have an artifact and you'd like to be on the show, kind of like James here, shoot me out an email at jscott@intv.me, and we'll work it out. We got to go, sir. Thank you so much, and I can't wait to have you back on the show. All right, folks, we'll see you next Monday at 11:30 a.m. Yo!